now we are back. As they say, old professors never die. They just fade away. And today, we are back with a new vision and a new agenda. We're back by the will of God and the collective will of the Malawi people. And in different ways, we're all here by the invisible hand of God in this historic election. This we should never forget. And we thank God Almighty for his kindness. Remember, these elections has taught us that allies are united in one vision, one dream, one country, one purpose. Let us come to set the will of the people. We all wanted change. We voted for change. We accept change. I promise you real change. Zinthu zasinta. Ndipo zinthu zisintha. Mona zizodabwisa kwambiri. Zimene kale sinazone ayi. I promise that. To begin with, if this country is to change, the real change must come from within us. If you want a different Malawi, if you want different results, then let us begin to think differently. And think differently we will do. To all my friends in the DPP and anyone in the public office, remember this: Malawi belongs to all Malawians. This country does not belong to any person, any tribe, or any political party. Malawi does not belong to the DPP either. Malawi belongs to all of us. Let us be in government to serve the people, not to save our stomachs or to save our friends and families. Tisiye kuganda kuti tikalowa mboma ndiye kuti tizidya.
Hello guys, welcome to Auntie Yami TV. Today is another day. I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Congratulations to Malawian President Professor Peter Mutharika, who has sworn in today. This marks another chapter for Malawi and its people. But is it honeymoon time or else it's the time to perform. Anyway, some of you don't understand Malawi politics, but today I'm going to explain to you about this president who has been sworn today in Malawi. This is 7th president, but don't get twisted. He used to be 5th president, I think. You correct me. And it wasn't all gold and diamond. Let us see what happened. Why was he voted out? What happened? Why is it that now he's back? That's what we are going to talk about today. Is he going to learn from his previous mistakes, which we call weaknesses? Or else, Malawians, are you celebrating that now this is the end of drought, the end of poverty, the end of unemployment? Are you sure? Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Don't forget to shower your auntie with some love. Thank you so much for each and everyone who has been watching my videos and subscribing. Let's continue to subscribe, and grow this channel so that we can continue to talk about politics in Africa. You know, I've got another channel. I don't talk much about Africa there, but I thought to myself, why not having a channel so that you Africans and even other people around the world can follow up African politics? And we need to explain and we need to tell the truth. How Africa and where are they making mistakes? Especially our leaders. We cannot continue talking about how corrupt are they, how this, but we need to expose. This channel is about the truth. So thank you to you, all my subscribers, both returning and new subscribers, for your love. Let's listen and wish this president and his vice president, Dr. Jane Ansah, all the best to perform for Malawians and Africa as a whole. Mutharika began his presidency at the age of 74, thus becoming the oldest person to become president. During his first presidency, Malawi experienced economic growth that, with inflation falling from 24% in 2014 to single digit by 2019. Despite this, however, many economic challenges remained. Mutharika's first term was overshadowed by corruption scandals. And mass protests and discontent against his government. In 2018, thousands of people took the streets in several cities across the country and protested against Mutharika and his government, denouncing corruption scandals. In 2019, Mutharika won the 29th presidential election, but then the Supreme Court of Appeal annulled the election in February 2020, citing irregularities in the presidential rerun. In June 2020, Mutharika lost to Chakwera. In August 2020, 2 months after leaving the presidency, Mutharika's bank account was suspended by the Malawi Anti-Corruption Commission. In January 2021, the High Court dismissed Mutharika's request to lift the suspension of his bank account. In July 2022, Mutharika said that his party was ready to win the 2025 general election. He had a vision and was still considering whether to run again or not. Mutharika eventually announced his candidacy and defeated Chakwera in presidential election. This is what happened. He had that vision. But will that vision make him the best president to deal with Malawi's problem? Or else, will he deliver for Malawians? This is a question where both you and me, we are going to answer. Because anyway, what I can say, he's just been sworn today. Now, let's wait and see. And I will play his speeches. One speech is when he was declared the winner. That was weeks ago. And I will also play some videos. Lucky enough, I got few videos where he's being sworn in. And the speech he made today after he was sworn in. Is he going to deliver once again? Because he is with Dr. Jane Anson, the vice president. What will be the difference? Because Mr. President and the government, we are watching. Most of our leaders, they are good at making these speeches, but when it becomes to deliver, there is a lot of problems. So we are watching. Let's listen to several videos as we continue to subscribe, like.
This is not a victory for any individual or a party. It's a victory for our democracy, for our Constitution, and most important, for every Malawian who believes in a better tomorrow.
I, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika.
I, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will well and truly perform.
That I will well and truly perform.
The functions of the High Office of President.
The functions of the High Office of President.
Of the Republic of Malawi.
Of the Republic of Malawi.
And that I will preserve and defend the Constitution.
And that I will preserve and defend the Constitution.
And that I will do right to all manner of people.
And that I will do right to all manner of people.
According to law.
According to law.
Without fear or favor.
Without fear or favor.
Affection or ill will.
Affection or ill will.
So help me God.
So help me God. This should be made very, very clear. Rebuilding this country will not be easy. It is easy to destroy what someone has built, but difficult to build what someone has destroyed. It will be tough, and I mean tough. I don't promise you milk and honey. I promise you hard work and tough and painful decisions. The only way to rebuild this country is to make tough decisions. Above all, I ask for your patience. In the end, we'll be happy that our country that nourishes our dreams and the aspirations of our children. With patience, discipline, and hard work, will make Malawi a country where we are happy to live in. There's another good news. The DPP government is ready to govern and ready to rebuild this country. We have a clear, comprehensive development and governance blueprint, articulating a new vision, a new agenda for transforming Malawi. Our manifesto, transformation. Finally, I want to thank all my colleagues who have traveled from the region to attend this ceremony. Audience, I thank you very much for coming, and today let's agree. Let's make a pact that we all will build a better Malawi. May God bless you all, and God bless Malawi. Thank you.
We may take our seats. That was the inaugural speech from the State President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika.
I've seen some of my subscribers celebrating the change. I don't blame you, because at the end of the day, you've suffered the past 5 years. But there's always but. Do you think Malawi will change? This government is going to listen to Malawians cry. That's what I have to ask. Let's not forget that this government was in power. The time this government was in power, that was years ago, there were claims about corruption. Are you telling me that they've learned a lesson and those weaknesses will turn into strength? We are all here to watch, but my advice to the government of Malawi, I'm not a politician. I'm just a content creator, as I always say, who is learning about politics. So bear with me. Don't judge me. Whatever I'm talking about is about how I feel. So, in everything we have to learn. My advice to this government. Leaders in Africa are being described as corrupt. Why do we call African leaders corrupt? Why are they corrupt? One, our African leaders, when they are in this position, they always forget about us who voted for them. When they are campaigning, that time to them is the honeymoon, because they will feed us, they will give us money, they will show us that, you know what, when you choose me, I'm going to be like this, I'm going to do this for you. But when they come into power, it doesn't work like that. They forget the people who voted for them. A second point is about using their family members for most of the positions. Even sometimes they will use people from where they came from. For example, if this leader comes from central part of Malawi, it means those big positions will be given to people from their own country. It means their win is about their own people. You go to embassies, what you see there is their uncles, their cousins, their daughters, their like Chakwera. But don't get me wrong, it's not only Chakwera. We'll be saying here that Chakwera was very corrupt and his government. But sometimes we have also to tell as it is, because this government, today we are jubilating. I'm happy because God gave him another chance. But what I'm saying here, what is he going to do different from what he did years ago? As I said, this president is very educated. His vice president very educated. But I always say that it's not about education. It's about decision making. Most of our presidents in Africa, their decisions have affected a lot of lives. That's why people are suffering, are in poverty. The problem with us, people who follows them, we don't understand. We don't open our eyes, because if you talk about it, you are going to be in trouble. Your whole family is going to get involved. They'll sideline or kill your family. I'm not saying that this government is going to do that. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying this through experience, because even the outgoing president was denied to attend this ceremony just because of threats. Up to now, he doesn't understand that he's lost. He needs to move on with his people. But at the end of the day, reconciliation is also a good idea. Sometimes our leaders, they don't have a spirit of forgiveness. I've seen parties in Africa, whenever they win, they will start arresting this person, that person, that person. That is wasting taxpayers' money. Rather than performing for their people, wasting their time, taking others to court. But I've never seen any of them being arrested. That's where corruption comes from. The other thing is about Mr. President. Maybe you know the problems, you know the weaknesses of the outgoing government. Maybe this is the time to get those weaknesses and make them your strength and win over the whole of Malawi. It is a landlocked country, and this word is repeated each and every time. But I always ask myself a question, because as I'm talking now, if I want to go to the market here in the UK, if I see avocados, okra, scotch bonnet, sweet potatoes, and ask the marketers that where are these commodities coming from? They are coming from Uganda. Uganda exports a lot of these commodities, most of them to UK. How does it happen? Because Uganda is also landlocked. Why is it that Malawi cannot export their avocados, their okra, their pineapples, You name it. What about sweet potatoes to other countries? Why is it that Malawi soil is fertile, but Malawi cannot produce commodities where they can feed their own country and also export? This is the question. Malawi has got minerals. Why is it that Malawi cannot survive without depending on foreign support? This is the problem. Is this government ready to perform for Malawians? To make sure Malawi's economy is standing out? Are we going to see the growth? Honeymoon time is over. There is no COVID. COVID is just there as I'm talking about. We cannot continue to be making excuses every time about COVID while we see other countries are growing economically. We can see change in other countries. Those countries, they've restricted their minerals, they've restricted their commodities because they want their people to benefit. I believe this is going to be happening in Malawi the next 5 years. But Malawians, remember, it's not today, it's not tomorrow, because I know you've suffered, but the expectation is very high. But might be, let's monitor and see what is going to happen. We don't want to hear soon that, oh, do you know what? The president, the vice president, that position at the embassy is his cousin or her cousin. That is not acceptable. And also, it doesn't matter what happened before. Violence is unacceptable. I believe if Malawians, opposition and ruling government works together to develop Malawi, things will work. But if we keep grudges, this government is going nowhere. As I'm saying now, I've seen some violence. Some members of the ruling party are attacking the previous government members. It doesn't work like that. I know the president and his government, they are going to make sure they stop this act, because this is not honeymoon time, it's the time to perform. Malawians, you must be there to help your government, because it's not someone who is going to suffer, it's you and your family and your children and you, the young generation. Because Malawi is a small country, but Malawi is rich. They call Malawi the poorest country in the world. That's not true. Malawi is rich. Malawi has good people who can stand up and work with the government to deliver, support the government. The problem is like people in Africa sometimes, because we envy others, we don't like to give other people some opportunities or some chance. It's about greediness. That's why we cannot help. But I remember that I know some of you've opened your eyes. Thank you very much. God bless you abundantly. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you for your support, and thank you for watching all the videos. This video is not going to be long, just because some videos are coming. We will talk about Malawi's government whenever they start performing. We will give credit where credit is required, but we will expose where it needs to be exposed. Thank you very much. God bless you abundantly. Ciao, ciao. Bye.
From Kingston streets to the quiet hills, together in harmony, hear the joy we bring.